Hey Flo here, just about to get started. This is a crazy live stream because it's probably going to rain, but I decided I would come out here anyway. So I'll probably get wet. It might not rain, or if it does, it might not. I don't know, it might not be that bad, but I think it's going to. I forgot to check. Let me do a test. Okay, I just wanted to do a mic test. I wasn't sure. Whew. Okay, I shouldn't run like that. I can't run anymore. So my camera has the umbrella on it and it's slightly under a small tree. Probably not really enough to guard it from the rain if it does rain. We'll see. I'll just try to do one quick reading, maybe even just a chapter, whatever I can do. I should have put my rain pants on. I didn't really think about it. I have my rain jacket on. But if I'm sitting down, I'll get my legs all wet probably. If it does rain. I've always thought it would be cool to have a stream or two in this series where it's rainy or stormy or something, as long as I'm in a safe spot. Wouldn't necessarily want to be out in a lightning storm unless I was under some really secure protective cover of some kind, but anyway. Okay, we'll just try this, see how it goes. It might be insane. It might just blow over. Like, I'm surprised it hasn't rained yet. It was supposed to rain like all afternoon pretty much, according to the forecast, and I don't think it ever did until I just felt a sprinkle just a little bit ago. But otherwise, it really hasn't rained, I don't think, all day. It probably rained close to here, just not like right here or something. They're not always good to predict the exact shape of the clouds, so they might be off a little bit. Anyway, let's try this. I forgot to do that last time, so I'll have to manually do that later for that particular one. I think all my phones are technically somewhat waterproof, or at least water resistant. Well, nothing's waterproof, but I don't think I have to worry too greatly about that. The one that my main phone that I'm using for a camera, I'm a little bit more concerned about. Just, it does have the umbrella on it, but I don't know how effective that is. Pretty small. It's also a wind sail. I had to like really prop it up against the tree to not have it blowing in the wind. Anyway, not the best scenery. I might have lucked out on the rain. I feel like the worst, darkest cloud was the one that was just over me, so it might be fortunate. So if we get to read any of this, today's reading will be 1 Samuel chapters 28 to 31, Psalm 17, 18, 35, and Acts chapter 14. I think I might luck out, or at least for a while. There might be another rain cloud coming in. So I've done, just as a preface, I've done a ton of script writing. I thought I had that Bible slide generator working, but there's massive difficult things regarding keyframe timing and stuff regarding like just variable frame rate and all sorts of crazy crap in video editing stuff that it's hard to predict and get the timing right. I still have a lot of work to do. The script is stable, but because of the unpredictable nature of video files, and that they're not just like straight up 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. They're like the one I'm dealing with is 58.592.146 frames per second, some crazy thing. And so it's, yeah, and each little section of the video might be a different frame rate. It's complicated, so, but I'm still going to work at it. I want to get that script working. That would be sick. I wrote a couple other helper scripts that I can use for other purposes along the way. Got a bunch of stuff going on. Anyway, let's see if we can get a reading done, or at least partially. And I also revamped my script, my website for, or web app, whatever, for the Bible reading thing. I changed it a fair amount. It's a lot nicer now. It's pretty much the same to the undisciplined eye, but I refined the CSS and some functionality that makes it a little bit easier to use. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, let's do it. First Samuel chapter 28. Now in those days the Philistines gathered their forces for oh my. I can't read anymore. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. Wherefore. It's like, good grief. I think I'm getting worse. Pretty sure. First Samuel chapter 28. Now in those days the Philistines gathered their forces for warfare against Israel. So Achish said to David, "You must understand that you and your men are to go out to battle with me." David replied, "Then you will come to know what your servant can do." "Very well," said Achish. "I will make you my bodyguard for life." Now by this time Samuel had died, and all Israel had mourned for him and buried him in Ramah, his own city. And Saul had removed the mediums and spiritists from the land. The Philistines came together and camped at Shunem, while Saul gathered all Israel and camped at Gilboa. When Saul saw the Philistine army, he was afraid and trembled violently. He inquired of the Lord, but the Lord did not answer him by dreams or Urim or prophets. Then Saul said to his servants, "Find me a woman who is a medium, so I can go and consult her." "There is a medium at Endor," his servants replied. So Saul disguised himself by putting on different clothes, and he set out with 2 of his men. They came to the woman at night, and Saul said, "Consult a spirit for me. Bring up for me the one I name." But the woman replied, "Surely you know what Saul has done, how he has killed the mediums and spiritists in the land. Why have you set a trap to get me killed?" Then Saul swore to her by the Lord, "As surely as the Lord lives, no punishment shall come upon you for this." "Whom shall I bring up for you?" the woman asked. "Bring up Samuel," he replied. But when the woman saw Samuel, she cried out in a loud voice and said to Saul, "Why have you deceived me? You are Saul." "Do not be afraid," the king replied. "What do you see?" "I see a God coming up out of the earth," the woman answered. "What does he look like?" asked Saul. "An old man is coming up," she replied, "and he is wearing a robe." So Saul knew that it was Samuel, and he bowed face down in reverence. Then Samuel said to Saul, "Why have you disturbed me by bringing me up?" "I am deeply distressed," replied Saul. "The Philistines are fighting against me, and God has turned away from me. He no longer answers me, either by prophets or by dreams. So I have called on you to tell me what to do." "Why do you consult me?" asked Samuel, "since the Lord has turned away from you and become your enemy?" He has done exactly what he spoke through me. The Lord has torn the kingship out of your hand and given it to your neighbor David. Because you did not obey the Lord or carry out his burning anger against Amalek, the Lord has done this to you today. Moreover, the Lord will deliver Israel with you into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow you and your sons will be with me. And the Lord will deliver the army of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Immediately Saul fell flat on the ground, terrified by the words of Samuel, and his strength was gone, because he had not eaten anything all that day and night. When the woman came to Saul and saw how distraught he was, she said to him, "Look, your maidservant has obeyed your voice. I took my life in my hands and did as you told me. Now please listen to your servant and let me set a morsel of bread before you, so you may eat and have the strength to go on your way." Saul refused, saying, "I will not eat." But his servants joined the woman in urging him, and he heeded their voice. He got up from the ground and sat on the bed. The woman had a fattened calf at her house, and she quickly slaughtered it. She also took flour, kneaded it, and baked unleavened bread. She served it to Saul and his servants, and they ate. And that night they got up and left. Yeah, I think rain is coming. I wasn't sure. Now I can see the mistiness behind me. I'll do one more chapter and maybe that'll be it. We'll see. First Samuel chapter 29. Now the Philistines brought all their forces together at Aphek, while Israel camped by the spring in Jezreel. As the Philistine leaders marched out their units of hundreds and thousands, David and his men marched behind them with Achish. Then the commanders of the Philistines asked, "What about these Hebrews?" Achish replied, "Is this not David, the servant of King Saul of Israel? He has been with me all these days, even years, and from the day he defected until today, I have found no fault in him." But the commanders of the Philistines were angry with Achish and told him, "Send that back." But the commanders of the Philistines were angry with Achish and told him, "Send that man back and let him return to the place you assigned him. He must not go down with us into battle only to become our adversary during the war. What better way for him to regain the favor of his master? What better way for him to regain the favor of his master than with the heads of our men? Is this not the David about whom they sing in their dances? Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands." So Achish summoned David and told him, "As surely as the Lord lives, you have been upright in my sight, and it seems right that you should march in and out with me in the army, because I have found no fault in you from the day you came to me until this day. But you have no favor in the sight of the leaders. Therefore turn back now and go in peace, so that you will not do anything to displease the leaders of the Philistines." "But what have I done?" David replied. "What have you found against your servant? From the day I came to you until... What have you found against your servant? From the day I came to you until today, to keep me from going along to fight against the enemies of my lord the king?" Achish replied, "I know that you are as pleasing in my sight as an angel of God. But the commanders of the Philistines have said, 'He must not go into battle with us.' Now then, get up early in the morning, along with your master's servants who came with you, and go as soon as it is light." So David and his men got up early in the morning to return to the land of the Philistines, and the Philistines went up to Jezreel. Alright, unfortunately the next chapter is pretty long. I think the rain is like just behind me right now. It's like about 30 seconds or 2 minutes it's going to be here, so I think I'll call it just so that I can not get soaking wet. Here it comes, right as I mentioned it. So thanks for joining me. be a short stream, but at least I got a couple of chapters in. I try to save my camera from getting sopping wet, so pockets, do your thing. Alright, we'll catch you later. Thanks for joining me.